As much as I think that the human condition is continually part of, seeking transformative change, I think the human condition is the biggest challenge as well. People are afraid to hurt each other. People are afraid to be wrong. I think a big piece is also transformative. My idea of transformative change is one where forces come together and there's kind of this great moment of opportunity, but it also can be minor, teeny little shifts. And the continuity is not that they're always the same type of change. It's the continuity is that there is a totally kind of blank slate moment where something is really just truly, people are deciding to do something differently and doing it differently. But if you've been stuck in routines, I think one of the challenges is for people to realize change. An obstacle that comes up is that they've been taught or fallen into routines where a question is asked and an answer is given. And there's a framework and there's a boundary line between what we're doing and what we're not doing. And whether it's meant to happen this way or it does happen this way, when people are coming together to seek a completely huge shift moment, there's usually uncharted territory ahead. And when people feel uncomfortable being wrong or improvising, then it's hard to get there. The bigger challenge is not, however, I think, being uncomfortable with those things. It's not being ready to admit that you're uncomfortable with those things. So I used to be terrified of it being my turn to improvise on camping trips when we were singing Bob Dylan songs and there was a opening for improvisation. I was scared of having to improvise and not having it thought out before. Now, I think learning that about myself was a tool to make me better at being a player in change, because I could say, I know I'm uncomfortable with this, or that it's hard naturally for me to do this, so how do I practice, or how do I work with people who help draw that out of me, or help me feel safe so that I can bring myself to bear in those environments and not just shut down when this new framework is put in front of me, or be afraid to share my biggest ideas because I don't feel safe. But I think the opportunities where I've been able to take advantage of the chance to be part of change the most so far have been where I've been able to say, this is not what I'm best at. This is what scares me. How do we work through that together? But I also think that people's fear is something that we're all aware of, and sometimes, there can be a meta level to expressing your fears and all these other things. I think when people trust each other's intentions, they don't totally understand necessarily exactly what's happening, but they trust that the intention is to try and reach a certain common point or get to a place that's going to be different or better, then there's a better chance of them doing so. So trust and, fear.